For 6 years, Jae-kyung built her life around a man who had nothing when she met him. She funded his restaurant. She introduced him to the right people. She ignored her parents when they told her he was marrying her for her money. She was certain they were wrong. She was still certain, right up until she wasn't. Her husband is planning her funeral, not because she's sick, because he wants her dead. And before he can make it happen, Jae-kyung stages it herself. She draws 200 milliliters of her own blood, spreads it across the kitchen floor with her bare hands, and drags a long smear toward the front door. She puts on a pair of shoes 5 sizes too big and walks back through it, leaving footprints that will never match hers. She plants a fake ransom note. Then she steps outside into the dark and hides in the corner of the yard, waiting to see what her husband does when he thinks she's dead. 3 weeks earlier, she still thought the worst thing in her marriage was an affair. One afternoon, while Yoon-chul is in the shower, Jae-kyung picks up his phone. She finds a conversation with Sunmi, his restaurant manager, not love messages, cold, practical planning. Her husband has a mistress, and together they're working out how to get rid of his wife. Jae-kyung puts the phone back exactly where she found it. She plants a listening device inside the bedroom alarm clock and another inside the light switch. That night, she sits in the kitchen with headphones in and listens. Her parents died recently. They donated everything they had. Sunmi is already calculating what Jae-kyung has left, her savings, her assets, everything she still owns. Then comes the message that stops her cold. Sunmi tells Yoon-chul exactly how to get it. 3 words: prepare another funeral. And Yoon-chul doesn't hesitate. They settle on her favorite wine, a bottle she and Yoon-chul drank the night they got engaged 6 years ago. He chose it deliberately. The label says eternal love. He's going to fill it with poison and hand it to her like a toast. Jae-kyung switches the bottle before he gets the chance. Then she stages the crime scene, the blood, the footprints, the ransom note. She goes outside and waits. When Yoon-chul comes home and sees the blood, his hands start shaking. He reads the note. He goes pale. And for just a moment, watching from the yard, Jae-kyung almost believes he still loves her. Then she sees his face change. The shaking stops, the panic fades, and slowly a smile spreads across his face. Not relief, not grief. The quiet, satisfied smile of a man watching a problem solve itself. That's the moment Jae-kyung stops hoping. She sends him a ransom demand, 5 billion won. She photographs herself as a kidnapping victim. She pulls out one of her own fingernails and mails it to him as proof. From the listening device, she hears his reaction in real time. He's not panicking. He's negotiating. What she wanted, more than the money, more than anything, was for him to be afraid of losing her. He isn't, so she reports Sunmi to the police, anonymously, for the poisoned wine. Her goal is simple: destroy their trust, walk back through the front door, and reclaim her life. She comes home. Yoon-chul cries. He holds her. The police close in on Sunmi, and for a few days, the house feels like it did 6 years ago. Then Yoon-chul starts looking more carefully. He finds the bug in the light switch. He works out the footprints. He replays everything. By the time he confronts her at the top of the stairs, there's nothing left to deny. The staged crime scene, the ransom she collected herself, the devices she planted in their own home. Why didn't you just ask for a divorce? Jae-kyung looks at him. Because I still loved you. He lunges for the wine bottle, the original, the one he poisoned. If he can hand it to the police, she goes down with him. They struggle. They go down the stairs together. He's still gripping the bottle when they hit the bottom. Jae-kyung laughs. You think I carry the evidence on me? The bottle was never the real one. If you've ever loved someone who calculated your worth and came up short, subscribe. Now everyone wants the 5 billion, and soon everyone close enough to smell the money starts circling. Yoon-chul is the first to move. He traces the money to a hotel room, gets inside, finds the suitcase, unlocked, waiting for him. He opens it. Coffee beans. He stares at them for a long moment. Then he tears the room apart, looking for a false bottom, a hidden compartment, anything. There's nothing. Just beans. He is not the only one. Her brother-in-law, a compulsive gambler who caught wind of the cash, gets his hands on what he thinks is half of it, paper. Sunmi finally corners a bag she's certain is real, also paper, because Jae-kyung moved the real money before the chase even began, packed it into coffee shipments, and had it delivered to a warehouse like inventory. Everyone is fighting over the price of her disappearance. The cash has been sitting under fluorescent lights between burlap sacks the entire time. Then, during another fight with Yoon-chul, the game slips out of her control. Jae-kyung falls down the stairs a second time. Real fall, real amnesia. She wakes up in a hospital bed and looks at Yoon-chul like he's the man she married. Her memory stops at the week of their wedding. She doesn't remember the blood on the floor, the ransom notes, the fingernail in the envelope. She calls him by the nickname she used when they were first in love. Yoon-chul doesn't believe it. He places the poisoned candy, the same kind Jae-kyung once used to test a dose on a goldfish, directly in front of her. She picks it up and eats it without blinking. He decides she's telling the truth. He's wrong. Her memory comes back in fragments. The stun gun first, then the staircase, then his face standing over her with a bag of her own money. She doesn't let him see any of it. She plays the amnesiac wife. Warm, slightly confused, grateful for small things, while she watches him hide his phone in the toaster and whisper to Sunmi when he thinks she's asleep. She lets him believe he's won, and she builds the next trap from the inside. The dinner is the end of it. They cook together, both smiling, both working in silence, both fully aware that something on this table is not safe to eat. Neither of them touches the wrong dish. Then Sunmi arrives with a bottle of wine. She thinks she and Jae-kyung arranged this together, a joint plan to finally be rid of Yoon-chul. She doesn't realize she was never a partner in anything. She was always the destination. She eats the wrong dish. Sunmi collapses like she's dying. For Yoon-chul, watching from across the table, that is enough. He believes it. Only later does he learn the worst part. Even that death was staged. Sunmi played her role, took her exit, and disappeared with exactly what Jae-kyung had promised her. But right now, Yoon-chul doesn't know any of that. He comes to the garage and finds Jae-kyung covered in dirt. He stares. She looks up. "We're accomplices now," she says. "We both know what happened." He doesn't argue. What comes after is not quiet. They were not part of Jae-kyung's plan. They were the one variable she didn't control. The couple next door, who turn out not to be a couple at all, but two strangers running a long con through hidden cameras installed in the walls. They've seen everything, and now they want their cut. The fake husband corners Jae-kyung with a knife. The fake wife douses the house in gasoline. Yoon-chul gets stabbed protecting her. And for the first time, the pain is not part of one of her plans. He didn't calculate it. He didn't think. He just moved in front of her. When the smoke clears, the neighbors are gone. The police never find them. Yoon-chul is in a hospital bed with 2 damaged organs, and something has shifted in the way he looks at her. He doesn't want to leave anymore. On their anniversary, Jae-kyung hands him a box. Inside, 5 billion won, cash. Real this time. He laughs, certain it's another trap. He opens the bag expecting paper. It isn't. He takes the money, books a hotel suite, and sleeps next to it like he finally has everything he came for. 3 days later, a man in a suit arrives with documents. A policy taken out in Yoon-chul's name years ago, quietly by Jae-kyung. The house burned down. His wife was attacked. He was stabbed. Total compensation, 16 billion won. He looks at the beneficiary line, his name. He looks up at her. She's watching him with the same expression she's had since the night she spread her own blood across the floor. "What you always needed," she says, "wasn't me. It was a husband." He signs. She pours 2 glasses from the same bottle. Eternal love, the one he once filled with poison, the one she once replaced. He doesn't know which version this is. He picks up the glass and drinks.